Hi, my name is Lakeisha from the Lakeisha Network. I am here to remind you to go to your Google or Apple App Store. Simply type the word LAKESHA and then search to install and download the Lakeisha Alert app to stay up to date on my new superior features. Subscribe to my YouTube page, opening up your app and clicking menu. Click on the About Us tab. Try to get familiar with my software, and also teach it to your loved ones. And get your household familiar with my information. It will be useful in the future. You're welcome in advance.
Peace, everybody. Peace. Let me go ahead and get my promotions in. Today we got Lakeisha Alert Center. If you look in the description box, you will find a link. This is the Lakeisha Network Recall Center. It's for our recall products. Some of the products that we buy at stores, some of them is dangerous and hazardous for us and our kids. And so, thankful for the people at the Lakeisha Network. They have been, staying on top of that on a very consistent basis. And so, definitely go there. It's there, and it's for you to check out. And please, and make sure you go check it out just to see what's the new thing that they got killing us today. So they got I'm just going to mention this one real quick. This is Ridgewood recalls 4 drawer dressers due to over let me see. Hold on 1 second. Let me where's that? Over and entrapping hazards. So exclusively at Kmart. So Kmart got some dressers that's killing us, y'all. So definitely check that out. You know what I'm saying? And keep it going as much as you can. It's a lot of stuff on there. And if you get yourself a lawsuit, man, look out for the little people. Uh, Also in the description box, you know what I'm saying, you'll be able to find, some other useful things. Definitely check that out. Who else we got? What else we got up in there? Okay, yeah, they already know the declaration, so you should be able to put that in there. Let's go in. We're going in. Welcome everybody. Peace. Welcome to the Cures in the Code. I'm your host today, Ty Data, the Cyborg. And today we're gonna get into some real mathematics, and we're gonna get to some real stuff, and you're gonna see why they call me the Cyborg a little bit later. So let me go ahead and give my roll call out to the crew, because you know how we do. It ain't real until the crew is involved in it. It ain't none unless the homie can have fun or something like that. Okay, we got Bo Blue first in the building. So Bo Blue, you are now a moderator. Please use your moderating privileges respectfully. Anybody with a moderator, you have 2 hours anytime you want to talk about whatever you want to talk about. So definitely check that out. We also got Aboriginal TV in the building. Y'all know the young phenom. Aboriginal TV. He might be coming on later, either on his channel or maybe even on here. Decide whichever one he decide. And then we got no other than Nighthawk. Now Nighthawk is kind of responsible for this stuff here, because Nighthawk the one who sent me the little video and kind of put the battery in my back a little bit. So y'all can blame it on him, or y'all can give him a thumbs up, however he got going on. I don't know if he's selling a book, whatever he got, you know what I'm saying. And you already know Mr. Dog Brother. It ain't an official live stream unless Mr. Dog Brother there. If Mr. Dog Brother ain't there, bro, I don't know what you talking about, but you need to get with it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the people that watch us on television. Y'all know that's my area. You know what I'm saying? That's my area. I'm trying to the people that watch us on television, the people that watch us on their gaming console, and also the computers as well. Those are my people. Those of you who on the phone, y'all know I still mess with y'all, but those are my market right there. So I'll give a shout out to those people that got us in the barbershop. Also, our truck drivers, our Uber drivers, people's in offices. We definitely got to get a shout out to them. We deep down in Georgia, Florida, Texas, California, Ohio, um, Maryland. We deep in Maryland and DC. So those are some of our hottest places right there. And so if you from those areas, uh, that's probably why there's you people who kind of put the battery in our back and made us think we doing something special. So who else we got out here? Is that Sister Betty in the building? We got Copper Girl Asia in the building. Who else we got out there? We got Lieberson in the building. The wise man once said. It looks like we got is that Derek Douglas? Derek Douglas, yeah, you been here for a while, bro. You been here for a while. So we gonna go ahead and mod you up. Use that wisely. If I mess up your name, I'll get you next time. We got Nova the Star. We got is that Bridgeham? In Bridgeham in the building. What's up? How you doing, man? We're about to go in today. We're about to go in. So who else we got out there? Okay. So we're about to go in. So what we're about to do, we're about to put the DNA stuff to rest. Just put the nail in the coffin, and you got to understand. We got P Parker in there, Ty Hawk 13 in the building. We up in that deep piece. We're going in. So you got to see one thing of the conceptions that we don't understand is that we think we're dealing with intellectual people, but we actually dealing with believers. We actually dealing with a form of a religion, and it's called neo-Darwinism. And so these people take humongous odds and they believe in them just because there's a chance. They believe in them, and so you can't really talk and debate or anybody like that because it's real different because they believe. So we even gonna break down some of my little encounters that I have with some of the believers and things like that. And so you will be able to see how they you will be able to see. So everything I'm about to say to you is for education's purpose. I am not here to slander you. I have no reason to try to mock you, anything like that. But some of the people, we're going to use your encounter with me, and we're going to break that down a little bit because I have mathematical properties that I want to talk about. So this is going to be more of a mathematical show, and when I'm in the middle throughout the video we're about to watch, I'm going to pause the video, and maybe that might help them not to flag us because they do got their channel monetized. So I'm gonna try to chop it up as much as I can, try to avoid being flagged. But the one of the channel that we are about to watch is something on, I think it's called Vox or something like that. And so they got something on there about ancestry DNA. And so I've been trying to tell people this stuff, and I've been trying to talk to this stuff, but instead people get angry at me and they want to cuss me out, and I'm a monkey, I'm a nigger, and then things like that. And so it's very hard to talk to people who already know everything in the whole entire planet. So it's hard to talk to them. So now we're gonna have some other people talk to them and kind of tell them the same thing that I've been saying, but these are some people from a different color. And so I believe that because they are for a different color and they might have some different degrees, I believe people will actually I believe people will actually listen a little more. We also got Big Chief in here. Big Chief in the building. You know what I'm saying? What's up? What up, Big Chief in the building? So we're gonna break that down first, and then what we're gonna do is in between. I'm gonna be talking about certain stuff, and we also gonna be breaking down mathematical probabilities because when people talk to me, they don't understand who they're talking to, and they don't understand what I'm saying. They don't understand that I the cure is in the code. So when you talk to me, I am coding. What up? We got, is that Mr. Clean? Mr. Yup, we got Mr. Clean in the building. What's up, man? What's up? You out here? I'm out here. So it's kind of hard to talk to certain people if they can write on the fly, do the odds of what you're talking about. And I'm one of them dudes that if you talk to me, I can automatically just right off the bat, um, just calculate the odds of what you're talking about. Because I'm kind of a weirdo. I don't know if it's a gift, it's a I don't know what it is, but I can calculate the odds of what if you're talking about. And so once you realize a person, odds are so ridiculous and so out of this place, and you just get to the point where you just want to have some fun with them, and you just want to argue and get on their level a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But today we're gonna get a little serious and we're gonna keep it educational. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna keep it kind of for real, for real. So let me go ahead and try to bring up this video real quick. So we're gonna get into this video. This is a video on ancestry DNA. And so let's go ahead and let's go over to my supercomputer. Those of you not familiar with my supercomputer, and then we're gonna put DNA to rest because I'm not the one putting it to rest. It's actually a lady. It's actually another lady that's going to be putting it to rest, and she's from another color. So if you guys got any questions, any problems, y'all can contact her. We're gonna talk about her information as well, and you contact her, and then y'all guys throw y'all shots and y'all debate it out with her. So that way we ain't gotta talk about it. But from this video on, if anybody still believe in ancestry DNA the way they supposed to and the way they think they do, just understand that they are a believer and just let them. You see what I'm saying? That's just let them, because it's gonna be hard to try to argue somebody that believe in some odds that's 1 out of 7 trillion or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and go over to the supercomputer. Let's go. Make sure I got my voice on over there. Hopefully we don't hear no crackling and squickling and squealing once we get over there. Here we go. I'm finna go ahead and turn the camera around. So here we go. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Now I also want to give a shout out to Project Tomahawk. Those of you, we need more manifestation of the Project Tomahawk. Project Tomahawk is coming from I think it's Michigan. It's Grand Rapids, Michigan. The brother Zoe Taylor is about to get a school there, and things are looking more and more in our favor there. You know what I'm saying? And so we're going to need more manifestation. If you can type it in the chat room, if you can type it in, you know what I'm saying? If you can type it in the comment section, in the comment section, because we definitely want this to go as much as we can. And at this point, all we can give is some people, all you can give at this point is just get some thoughts to it. So we got Chief Holiday just into the building as well. You know what I'm saying? We got the first American Declaration. So if you're, when you go to this channel, you should know what that is. If you ask us questions that can be answered there, we're gonna treat you a little weird. So if you come on a panel and you being nice and you like, oh man, what's this and what's that, we're gonna treat you like a troll, because we got a lot of those questions already answered. Okay. But understand, the reason why it's hard to deal with everybody, because everybody is different. You know what I'm saying? You can't come to me with Chief Holiday's claims. I didn't say that. You can't go to A1 with Dane Calloway claims, because A1 didn't say that. You see what I'm saying? So it's real hard to deal with, but the only way people seem they can deal with us is if they could put us in a box and then just get one of us. Because you can see how people, they be all in the streets of New York pulling random ass people out, asking them Dane Calloway claims and shit, and they like, bro, I don't know what that is. You know what I'm saying? Asking them Chief Holiday claims on these random people, and they like, I never said that. You know what I'm saying? So it's very hard for people to deal with us, because we so different. And so and we got to make it clear that you can't be asking me questions that you and Dane Calloway questions. I don't know nothing about the slave trade. I don't know nothing about Harriet Tubman, so I can't answer for that. That's, you got to be very specific on who you talking to when you talking to us. You see what I'm saying? But it's difficult for people to do that, and they don't, they all over the place. But anyway, so I definitely want to give some love over there to Project Tomahawk. The brother's finna get a school over there in Grand Rapids in Michigan. He already, you know what I'm saying, he already have a meeting with the mayor. He already had the meeting with the mayor and the mayor assistant. They're now helping him out. And so they putting me some directions, and so I got my little part that I'm playing as well. So I'm helping them out on some things as well. And so as of now, all we ask people to do is help us manifest. You know what I'm saying? At this moment, give some good energy and manifesting equivalent to, typing the name in the chat, typing it, thinking about it, and so everything's looking good. So shout out to that. But we're about to get into this video, and this is for educational purpose, like 100%, because I ain't got no time for character assassination. So here we go, y'all. We're about to get into it. Here we go. So I'm gonna be cutting in and out as I go, because what I want to do is I want to make it so they don't try to flag us. And then when it's time to put DNA to rest, we're gonna go ahead and put it to rest. And I'm gonna, like I say, we're gonna break it down. So here we go.
So I recently took one of those at-home DNA ancestry tests. All I had to do was fill up a vial with a disgusting amount of spit and mail it off for analysis. We're going to be here for a very long time. I just spit it back up in my nose. A couple weeks later, this is what I got. It's a neat little pie chart with these specific percentages that were color matched to different regions on a world map. The report told me I was mostly Southwest Asian, no surprises there considering both my parents are from Iran. That percentage, 86.7, I understood that to be the portion of my DNA that's West Asian. But it...
Okay, as you can see, the DNA came back, Southwest Asian, and his parents is from Iran. So his parents is from Iran. So definitely, you know what I'm saying, you can see that. So you can see you can see there's something there. But check it out.
It turns out that's not exactly what ancestry tests are telling us at all. This is an ad for one DNA ancestry test, 23andMe. An ethnically ambiguous woman travels the world and a circle animates around her, sort of like the pie chart in my test results.
So as you can see, that lady went to Africa because she was 42. She was 43% African, so she went to Africa and started dancing. But it's going to get weirder. But watch, it's about to get a little weirder for you. Watch this.
To say this woman's DNA is 29% East Asian. And
oh, so now she went to Asia to come and chill with her people from Asia. So she discovered that. Now check it out.
Here's an ad for a different ancestry test.
Now it's about to get a little more weirder. Check this out.
52% of my DNA comes from Scotland and Ireland.
And somehow this information compels.
Now, as you can see, this weirdo dude decided to get him a kill because of a DNA test. Now, this sounds very familiar to a lot of people in the community, how people saying, well, I'm going to go join this tribe. I'm going to go African. It's the same exact thing as getting a DNA test from Africa and going to join the tribe. So this dude just got some percentages of Scotland, and then he went to go buy a dress. This is weird, you guys. You see what I'm saying? But the lady finna break it down for you, and she finna tell you that this is not really like for real. So I'm not talking. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be talking. I'm going to be trying to break it down, but I'm be using my little methods because I don't want to get flagged. But this dude decided, oh yeah, my DNA test said I was Scotland, so I'm going to go join the Scottish tribe and I'm going to get a dress. Sound familiar to anybody? Yeah, we're about to break that down.
Him to wear a kilt? Alright, so what are ancestry tests really telling us? Can you help me understand what my results are telling me? Because I'm getting mixed messages from ads and how other people talk about the results.
Okay, this is the lady right here that destroyed me, right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the horns for y'all. Actually, let's go ahead and give us some Google points as well. And so let's see if I can bring up her information. But let her introduce herself first. Let's go ahead and introduce herself.
This is Wendy Roth.
I'm an associate professor of sociology at the University of British Columbia. Okay, first of all.
Okay, that's who she is. Now I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up her information. Now, see, one thing you got to understand is not about your degree. It's about what you study. Because you can have a mechanic that a person that got a mechanics degree, but he went to school for he went to school for psychology. I mean, he got a mechanic degree, but he studied psychology. So it's always in what you study. And this is one of the things that I can't stand about Americans, because it's so typical, and it's always, everything always needs to fit in a perfect category and to be understood. So people would say, okay, she got a degree in this, and they would just assume she's a professional in that. But that's not really how life goes sometimes, because sometimes you can have a degree in something, and you can be a totally professional in something else. You see what I'm saying? So the best way to do that is to try to see what a person's studied. You see what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and bring up her information. And what I want to do is I want to give her some Google points, but for some reason my computer ain't bringing up my choices. Um, come on, hold on 1 second. Okay, here we go. Here she go right here. Here she go right here. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna link her to our chat room. So now she's linked. She linked to our chat room. I got her a Google point, and you guys can go check her out. You can see what she studied and things like that. So, but as you know, as the culture go, that because she have a what you would call it because she has a degree, so that's supposed to be associated with professionalism, and that's supposed to be associated, and we supposed to take it as that means she know what she's talking about. You see what I'm saying? But there's a chance that she don't know what she's talking about either, depending on what she studied. Now we don't know exactly what she studied and how life falls for her. You know what I'm saying? And so in order to know what's up, you're gonna have to figure that out. You see what I'm saying? So, but anyway, so we're gonna let her talk, and I'm not you. We're gonna let her talk, and we're gonna let her explain it to you. Now, if you want to check her out, you go ahead, you check her out right there. Now, other than that, let's go ahead and let her break it down for you.
These test results are not about your entire DNA. They're about a tiny, tiny fraction of your DNA.
Now, keep in mind when she said tiny fractions, and this is some of the things I'll be trying to explain. If you see me talking to the so-called, when you see me in the conversation with the white boy and the Pan African clicked up together to try to I don't know, was talking about how dumb we is, and stuff like that, and we were really stupid in the IQ test, and the Pan Africans was rolling with that. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to explain some of this stuff to them, but they weren't even trying to hear it. Weren't even trying to hear it because I was a nigger to them. And so niggers don't know anything. They don't know what they're talking about. They stupid, but yet they sat there and they sat there and clown the whole show and act like weirdos and cuss me out and so disrespectful, and they were supposed to be the educated ones. So I'm gonna tell you right now, America, you is doomed. If your educated people sound like them two dudes, you in the world in trouble. So let's get it on. Let's let her break it down. And anybody can contact her and debate her. Don't debate me, but debate her. So check it out.
To understand how genetic ancestry tests work, let's start with the DNA itself. There are about 3 billion base pairs in our genetic code. Those are the A's, C's, T's, and G's that form the instructions that make us.
Now keep in mind he said 3 billion, okay? 3 billion, okay? Now a lot of us have the same thing in common, but he said 3 billion, okay? Now most people would like to think once they take the DNA test that some kind of way they're looking at their unique genes, and they're looking at their unique their unique information, and then coming up with some information that is very unique to them. But as you can see, there's 3 billion of them, and 1% of that, 1% of that is about 30 million. Is about 30 million. Okay, 1% of 3 billion is 30 million. Okay, now out of that 30 million, their software is only checking out 33 of them. It's 33 of them. Now check out the odds in that. Now we got 3 million. And then you take 1% out of that 3 million, and you take 1% out of that 3 million. Now you got 30. Now you got 3 billion. Now you got 30 million, and then you take 30. You take 33 out of that. So the numbers and the odds is so rare. You have nothing but belief at this point. Now, even though I am showing you this, I'm gonna break it down, and I got some projects and I got some stuff I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna break it down. They're still not gonna get it because they believers. So you got to understand, when you believe in something, just let them believe, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't tamper with people's belief like that. And I know we don't look at them as believers, but as I give you the odds, there's nothing else you can do but believe it, because the odds are telling you. The man just said we got 3 billion DNA. First off, and so what I was trying to do, I was even trying to explain some of this to the white boy in the Pan African. You see what I'm saying? I was trying to explain this to them. I asked them, hey man, how much DNA, you know, how many sequences is there? You know? But anyway, I was trying to explain some of this, and maybe I didn't do a good job because I was off the fly. But let's go ahead, let's break it down a little more, and we're gonna get these odds for you. I'm gonna show you how to calculate these odds, and I'm gonna show you how to calculate people when they talk to you. Because you know what I'm saying? Because we listen with the code and we talk with the code. Because the cure is in the code. So every time somebody talk to you, you should be able to understand their mathematical conversation. You should be able to understand them in a mathematical conversation. So shout out to the people at the 5,000 League. We already know about this stuff. We learning about this stuff. So if you're a non-member, man, I suggest you go check it out. You know what I'm saying? Because that's also mathematical. The 5,000 lead is a mathematical subject. It's not no feel good fool for the next revolutionary who's trying to copy Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all this. No, bro, we talking math here, bro. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's check it out.
Us. Of these 3 billion base pairs, 99.9% are exactly the same in all humans. But for the remaining 0.1%, one person might have an adenine where another person has a guanine. These single letter differences are called single nucleotide polymorphisms, or SNPs.
Okay, as you can see that most of our genetics they say is the same. So there's 3 billion of them, you know what I'm saying, and they're taking out 1%. So that would basically mean about 30 million. Now, out of this 30 million, they only have their software. They only got enough to get it to take out about 33. Now, when you look at computer, because a lot of people don't understand that where I'm coming from, because I go to where the information and where the math at. And most people used to just talking, just random information and these pre-reserved answers for pre-reserved questions. Like, you notice when I talked to them that they was answering questions that I didn't even ask. Like, I ain't even asked that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so this is one of the things you got to rewind. Okay, so here we go right here. I think we got a believer up in here. Oh yeah. See, man, if you believe in it, bro, and can't nobody help you with that, bro. We just gonna do with the information, and then we gonna deal with some odds. But we can't help you if you believe in this stuff. If you believe in this stuff, you go right ahead. Just understand you believe in it, but don't go around forcing everybody to believe in stuff. That's called a religion, bro. Going around trying to make people believe what you believe in, and this is why I don't like to talk about some of my stuff, because my stuff is unique to me. What I believe is not for everybody in the whole industry and everybody to believe in. No, that's my stuff. That's unique to me. What I believe. You know what I'm saying? And so don't nobody believe in uniqueness anymore. It's just like, man, we need 90 people to believe the same thing in order to be somebody. But that's cool though. That's cool. But check it out. Then we're gonna break into some odds. So as you can see, that's 1%. So we're talking numbers here. We're talking 30. We're talking 30 million. Now, out of that 30 million, their software is only checking out 33 of them. Now, when you look at 3 billion, how long did you take? Now that's computing power. Now we're looking at computing power, because how long did you think it take for them to find out we got 3 billion? It took them about 10 years. You see what I'm saying? It took them about 10 years. You know what I'm saying? It took them about 10 years to figure that out. So ain't no computer going through 30 million set sequences, in no little zap like that. So if y'all got that, you know what I'm saying? So you definitely ain't going through 3 billion just like that. So now keep in mind, we got to equate the stuff that they're saying. We got to equate because the computer got to calculate this stuff as well. You see what I'm saying? So now we got to understand the power of the computer as well. And this is where a lot of people slip up at, because they don't understand where the actual information is at. And who's doing the actual information? The actual information is in the program instructions. But most people don't talk about that because they want to sound smart and they don't know nothing about that. That's like talking to a person. That's like talking to a person who know a lot about cars, but they don't know nothing about the ECU. You see what I'm saying? You get those people. Oh yeah, oh yeah, man, I got a degree in this. Man, that's a Ford Mustang, 1988, 17. 500 horsepower, tinted mirror, with the dual exhaust and all that type of stuff. And then you ask them about the ECU, and they don't know what it is. If you don't know what the ECU is, that's the computer chip that runs your car. You don't have a car without that. You take that one ECU chip out, you don't have a car. You got a go car. Okay, that's what you got. You got a go car if you take that chip out. Because don't none of that stuff know how to talk to each other, and don't none of that stuff know how to do anything without that chip. So if something's wrong with my car and I go to a dealership, and the dealership say, yeah, man, I've been doing this for 6 years, man. My father was a mechanic. My father was a mechanic, man. I know what I'm talking about. I got a scholarship, man. I graduate here. And they tell me they got all their professions, and they telling me all about the car. And I say, and I ask them a question about the ECU, and they be like, that's a dumb question. What is that? Now what should I do? Should I trust their professionalism, or and just believe them? Or should I be like, okay, well, something's not right with this dude. He don't really know about cars. You don't know about cars. So so you don't know about DNA if you don't know about the computer processing, and if you don't know about the software. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So let's go ahead and get this in real quick.
Groups of SNPs can help explain why some people are taller than others, or why some people have green eyes while others have brown eyes. But most SNPs have no known effect at all. What many DNA tests are looking at are a relatively small number of SNPs, specific positions in this 0.1% in our DNA, in order to give you your results. When a testing company receives your sample, they compare your pattern of SNPs to different reference populations in their database. These reference populations contain SNPs known to exist more frequently in different modern populations in the world. Then the testing company will give you a percentage that represents how strongly your pattern of SNPs resembles that group.
As you can see, as he explained that, a lot of people might not figure that out, but as you can see, he's explaining that he's telling you that they take that little 1%, they call them SNPs, and they take that little 1%, which is nothing more than about 30 million, and their software can only do 33 at a time. So keep that in mind, 33 at a time. But if you already know what you're looking for, you go in there and grab the 33 that you need, and then you keep it going. You see what I'm saying? Because they ain't got no computer that's going to 30 million. You know what I'm saying? 30 million sequences. In the blink of an eye. You see what I'm saying? Or definitely ain't going through, and definitely they ain't going through 3 billion in the blink of an eye. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, but there is some computer processing out there, and computers have unlimited amount of information, and they keep going and going and going. But the odds that some random DNA company got computers like that, we have to check that out. So we're gonna get into that, and then we're gonna let the lady explain, and then we're gonna go ahead and put it to bed.
But this process has a bunch of important limitations, and this is where things get complicated.
Lots of markers are found in multiple populations around the world.
First, even trying to classify humans into groups in the first place is tricky. Human genetic diversity isn't organized neatly into groups like countries or continents. Take a look at the distribution of this SNP that affects how a person absorbs folic acid. It's commonly found in Mexico, but also in Chile or even China just as often.
So let's say that a particular marker is found in the South Asian population 30% of the time. There's still a possibility that when you inherited this marker, you got it not from somebody who was South Asian, but from somebody who was in some completely different group that also happened to have that marker.
Second,
now, so understand what she just said. She was saying that, like, for example, I'm going to use the Native American thing. She was saying basically, if you, let's say you carry around a Native American, so-called Native American DNA or something like that. She was saying that you could have got that from somebody else who wasn't even Native American. You could have got that from another person. So it's not categorized like they're trying to make you think. It's not just cut and fold and 100% like they make you think. It is super messy and it's possibilities. Now you heard us say the word possibilities. You see what I'm saying? There are different types of possibilities. But let's go ahead and let's watch it again. Oops.
testing companies put together their reference populations based on academic research and other people that have taken genetic ancestry tests. And most testing companies aren't clear about how many people are represented in their reference populations. So each company might have different reference databases, which helps explain why you might get different results from different companies. So what does this all mean for my results?
This is a probability.
Okay, this is a probability. Now, this is the same thing I've been trying to tell people, that this is a probability. But I'm going to let her finish her sentence so I won't look like I'm playing the magic trick.
The margin of error. So it's not that you overall are 85% West Asian, but that the particular spots that they happen to look at, 85% of those locations.
Okay, the particular spots that they happen to look at, okay? You see what I'm saying? The particular spots that they happen to look at. Now, she said a probability. Okay. Now, this is something that I've been talking about. And so, what I want to do is I want to take a little clip of me trying to talk to people about a probability and tell them that DNA is a probability. But because they are believers, and because I'm pretty sure there's probably some racism in there, ain't no telling what else in there, but because they are believers, they don't care, they believe it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna bring up this little conversation with me, with the white boy and a Pan-Africans clicked up together and call themselves trying to, I don't know exactly what they call themselves. So now listen to me tell them, okay, bro, what you're talking, I get it. A1D1, whatever you want to call it, but though that's the probability, I get it. And the one dude gonna say, no, man, 100. You can have a 100% probability, and that's and that right there, is ridiculous. Because a 100 probability, bro, that would break your computer. Like, that's not possible. Now, and I hate, and I don't really use that word. Because, for example, just like I said before, if I, you know what I'm saying, if I slap you in your face, now what's the possibility or the probability that I just slapped you? I slapped you. Ain't no possible or probability I actually slapped you. You see what I'm saying? So you, but because they are believers, that they just gotta believe. So I'm gonna try to break this down a little bit and listen to it a little bit and see how you can see how I'm trying to tell him this, and it's just like, no, bro, no, you're. But here we go. Check it out. The main things. Now, when we smell garbage, you have to do some investigating. Not scholarship. Hold on, not scholarship. Okay, not reading books, not reading documents, but investigating. So when we are doing investigating, okay,
investigating?
Yes,
or investigating. You mean investigating?
Yes, investigating. Right. Now it becomes a BS chase, and it becomes a probability chase. Now the scientific now so basically, this is Naya right here. Now I'm gonna ask you some questions, but I'm gonna answer. If they're wrong,
hold on.
One thing, it's not a probability that Naya's haplogroup is D1.
Now, as you see that,
You see what I'm saying? But check it out. But check it out.
That's what her haplogroup is. D1. That's not a probability. It just is.
Yes, that is a probability. Dude.
Yeah, that is.
It is a probability.
Oh, it's not.
Yes,
Okay.
What is D1?
If that's a probability, then there are other haplogroups that she is.
As you can see, he tried to come up with another scenario to make his scenario like they believers, bro. Like I'm literally telling him, and he wouldn't even accept it or even check it out, and he just was like, just no, ain't no way. So check it out. Here we go.
Probably a part of. What are they? Since you guys are saying it's a probability, what are the other probable haplogroups?
Now, see, right now that was actually a good question, and that was actually a good question, and that's what I was trying to get to.
Those are all haplogroups. Anything dealing with these letters and numbers.
But anyway, as you can see, you know what I'm saying, we dealing with believers, but it's going to get worse from there. But so let her go ahead and finish her spiel, and then we're going to go ahead and bring out the bullhorns. Here we go.
Are associated with Western Asia in their reference population.
So what about these other results? Am I really 2% African?
You've got a lot of, sort of small trace percentages here. Percentages that small are really not meaningful. Again, because that could be affected by having one person in the database. And if that one person gets reclassified later on because they get, a larger sample, that percentage will disappear.
Ultimately, DNA ancestry tests are really just giving us a probability, the testing company's best guess. And
okay, let me rewind there.
Ultimately, DNA ancestry tests are really just giving us a probability.
Hold on, what they giving us? What type data? They type data tell the Pan Africans? What did he say?
Because they get, a larger sample, that percentage will disappear.
Ultimately, DNA ancestry tests are really just giving us a probability, the testing company's best guess, and that uncertainty isn't made very clear in the results.
Okay, now as you can see, you know what I'm saying, they're guessing and they're giving you their best. They give you their best guess. Now keep in mind, and I admit it's pretty cool how they do that. It is pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty cool. Is it 100% guaranteed for you to go join the tribe or buy a kilt? I wouldn't I wouldn't do that if I was you, but if you believe in it, you go right ahead. Can't nobody, and if anybody tell you anything other, they're a weirdo for trying to change your mind. Because if you believe that you're that, you go right ahead and you're that. Believe as you may. But I think I want to listen to that one more time.
Probability, the test.
A larger sample, that percentage will disappear.
Ultimately,
now she's saying that the people can be misclassified. Like they can reclassify a group of people, and then now you're no longer Scottish no more because Scottish got reclassified. They came up with a new one now. So now you know what I'm saying. So now you Frencholian now because they changed the name of the but argue with her, not me. Here we go.
DNA ancestry tests are really just giving us a probability, the testing company's best guess, and that uncertainty isn't made very clear in the results. Buried in my results, I found this confidence slider. It turns out my results were presented at about 50% confidence by default. When I increased that to 90%, my results got much more vague. All of a sudden, I was broadly West Asian, and a lot of my genetic markers were unassigned. So DNA ancestry tests don't actually tell us where our ancestors lived. They're really just giving us probabilities of where we're likely.
Hold up, they're giving you what? What are they? Because you have to understand probabilities in order to understand what a probability is. And I'm gonna make that very clear today. But here we go.
So DNA ancestry tests don't actually tell us where our ancestors lived. They're really just giving us probabilities of where we're likely to have relatives today. But so what if people misinterpret their results? Well, that has consequences. They can make us believe that our ethnicities have these bright line distinctions between them, like in a pie chart.
When people are presented with test results and these percentage breakdowns, and they're led to think that these tests can tell you your race, or they can tell you who you are. That leads to a way of thinking. It makes us feel that there are very stark and clear biological differences between races.
And see, that can lead to a way of thinking, you guys. A way of thinking. Okay? That can lead to a way of thinking. And that's what you guys are up against. And that's what these people are doing. They created a whole new way of thinking. Or something like that. Here we go.
One study found that DNA ancestry tests reinvigorate age-old beliefs in essential racial differences, that our socially constructed racial categories like white or black are essentially different from each other. Some groups have even turned to genetic ancestry tests to try and prove their racial purity. DNA ancestry tests can be useful. Search YouTube and you'll find hundreds of stories of people using them to find lost.
Now keep in mind there are different variations of DNA testing. You know what I'm saying? You got your, you know what I'm saying? You got your family to family, you got your living to living, you got your living to dead. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple different, scenarios where DNA testing can actually do some real things. Now see me, I'm a weirdo. So if they really wanted to crack open the loophole, all they got to do is take the chimpanzee and get the chimpanzee haplogroup. But if you Google or if you find out the chimpanzee haplogroup, first off, what is it and how far? Do the same thing on the chimpanzee. They can do the same thing on the chimpanzee and find out the chimpanzee came from here and he went from here and went from there. But they don't do that, do they? So and then whatever the chimpanzee come back to, they can take that and find out the haplogroup of that. They can do the same thing that they telling you. They can do that on the chimp, or can they? Oh well, that's a question you gotta understand. But if you can tell me the chimpanzee's haplogroup, that'll be new to me. But we're gonna let them go ahead and finish, and then we're gonna bring out the horns, and we're about to get it in.
Relatives and to fill in their family histories.
I just found my biological dad's family.
And to people who don't know a lot about their ancestry, the tests offer the best available estimate.
Now this is where people got to take in consideration, is because we don't have anything better, and so this would be our day and age best guess. You see what I'm saying? Would be our best calculated guess. Now there's nothing wrong with that if you know that. You see what I'm saying? But people going around dressing up in kilts and going around and driving motorcycles in Europe and going to Asia, drinking in little teas, thinking that these people, thinking that they actually swim these people. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not funny, but it's just it's odd. You see what I'm saying? And when you try to tell these people, they don't want to hear it. You see what I'm saying? It's true, so they have nothing left and believe this. And so we gonna break down the beliefs because they believe in something that is possible. Now keep in mind, it still is possible. But now we're gonna have to break it down of how possible could it actually come true. And then I'm gonna break it down of when somebody talking to you, how you can calculate it. Here we go.
I really don't know that much about my genetic history.
But it's important to remember that despite their marketing, these tests are just a company's best guess at matching your genetic markers to different parts of the world. What they're not going to tell you is whether you should wear a kilt or not.
Now here you go. Now we got, that was classic right there, because y'all all know who y'all all thinking the same thing. You know what I'm saying? He went out and bought a kilt, joining a tribe, and going over there and get you some, some stuff from some of them cultures, and a lot of those cultures over there is Christians and stuff too. So so you might want to join a religion or something, or whatever it is it may be. But as you can see, it is a company's best guess, and there's, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm actually for that. I actually think the test is pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? It would be pretty fun if it wasn't creepy, but it'd be pretty fun, to check it out. But to actually classify yourself and actually, do different things, you're you know what I'm saying, you might be stretching it. Now keep in mind there's also the 1930 census, and there's also the different type of census for us in America. If you're not American, then they got the 70 census. If you're a second, third generation, whatever, there's different types of census, and the census can tell you a lot about your family as well, and actually can tell you stories. And so, shout out to the people out there that do genealogy and stuff like that. And so, you guys, at some point in our lives, you guys gonna become some of the most sought after people, and you guys gonna actually at one point you guys gonna become the actual key to to a lot of windows and to a lot of doors. You just don't know it yet, but Ty Data know it because I did the math on it. You know what I'm saying? I wish I can do that genealogy stuff and I have the time, but I can't. You know what I'm saying? So and so if you out there, you're looking for a nice little app or something, you can do your genealogy stuff, and there's probably some out there. You know what I'm saying? But definitely check that out. But you know what I'm saying? But keep in mind, like I say, you up against some people who's believers. And so what I'm gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and bring up the horns, and I'm gonna come back and we're gonna break all this stuff down, actually mathematic, and we're gonna deal into some stuff. Check it out. So yeah. So hold on 1 second. We're gonna get into that. So and I'll be right back. So check this out. And I'll be right back. Here we go. So, if people want to believe in it, you have to let them. Anybody that try to distort their beliefs and try to force, aborigine or slave trade down somebody's throat, you're just as worse. If they're going to come, they're going to come. Just keep pumping out the information, everybody. Just keep doing what you're doing. If they're coming, they're going to come. There is no way in hell that you're going to make them come to you. They're coming on their own time, and they're going to come on their own will. And that's something very important that we need to understand. But if they want to believe that they come from these tribes and they come from this stuff, let them. That is the only thing we got. And so it is sad, but that's all we got, to pick the puzzles together. Because, we can't, our guesses and our information is so complex. Some people ain't got time to, or even got the brain capacity to critically think, and we have to accept that. You know what I'm saying? We have to accept that. And we have to let them. If they want to believe that they come from a tribe, they don't have anything else. Now, if you can provide, now we have provided an alternative for them. And so that's why that's why we get on them a little bit, and that's why we make fun of them, is because we provided an alternative for them, and they don't even consider the alternative. And that's why you got to understand, you're dealing with a belief and you're dealing with a religion. Okay, and there is some scientific method to their religion, but it's all probability and possibilities. And so I'm going to say this again. That's all they got. That they actually honor. Now I gotta contradict myself because I have to calculate what I just said, but it's all good. They do have an alternative, so it's not all they got in reality. But a lot of people don't know about us. A lot of people don't know about Tribe Up. They don't know about the information that's coming out. They don't know about the genealogy, doing your genealogy in your family. A lot of people don't know about it. So for those people, that's all they got is DNA. If you're going to take it away, then what you need to do is you need to replace it with something. And that's exactly what we have. That's exactly what we did. We replaced the DNA to your actually family records. Now, if there's some loopholes and is there some weirdo stuff, yes, it is. But it's actually documented, and the chances that you're not going with chances. Your chances actually is very lower now. You're dealing with low chances because I got some weird stuff in my genealogy. You know what I'm saying? Even New Breeding them, they was like, bro, I ain't never seen nothing like it. You know what I'm saying? I got a grandfather in the 1920s who turned into a married woman in the 1930s. So of course there's some weirdo stuff going on, but that's why you have to actually, go to places. Shout out to Dane Calloway. That's some of the things he's talking about. You got to go to places. It could be very expensive and it can be time consuming. And so a lot of people don't have time to do it, and a lot of people don't got money to do it. And I understand it's hard, but it is a more probable probability, and it is a alternative to the actual DNA. But for those of you who know about what we're saying and know about what we're pushing, and you still pushing DNA, I don't know what to do for y'all people because y'all don't have nothing else to do but to believe at this point. And maybe you believe in because you don't know some of the mathematical probabilities, and maybe you don't know how to break down in the programming instructions, and maybe you don't understand that type of stuff. I will give you that. But I'm sitting here and I'm telling you, and we're telling you, like, bro, we got an alternative. You see, and whatever that says, just you could come up with your own. You better off coming up with your own race. You would actually make more sense if you say, "Oh no, I'm not an African, and I'm not an Indian or Aboriginal. I'm a strutopithecus, or I'm a strut jive or something." And they'll be like, "How'd you get that?" And then you lay down your papers. You be like, "Okay, well, my great grandmother was this, and there's her name right there. There's her race, and then and then my great grandfather, but he was this." And you could come up with your own if you want to. You see what I'm saying? But all we got is believers, and we gotta, we gotta, I know some people ready to crush, ready to kill, but yeah, that's what we got. So now what we finna do is we finna get into some odds, and we finna break a lot of this stuff down so you can actually see what a lot of this stuff means. So let me go ahead and get my little tools and get my little stuff together so we can break this down. Now, another thing I want to show you, and shout out to Vox or whatever that is. The link is in the description box. That's a very popular one because there should be more videos like that, scientifically explaining that stuff. But you mess around and get your channel shut down. You say the wrong thing. But they was able to sneak that in. Now, as you can see, they're dealing with different probabilities. Now, here's another part when I was dealing with the so-called the white boy and the Pan African, joined up together. I guess they call themselves trying to, tell me and Black Lotus. Now, this is me trying to explain to him about. Now, is this the one where he breaking down? Oh no, that's the one where he's breaking down the different probabilities. We're gonna do that one last. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into some probabilities. So let me go ahead and come back, and as y'all can see, we're about to come back. And if they believe in this stuff by now, just let them, bro. Just let them, because ain't nothing you can do about it. You told them, and if you cram it down their throat, that's gonna be weird. So let's go. So here we go. Now what I'm finna do is I'm finna show you how to break down the probability. Now, I'm a type of person that I can actually sometimes I can break them down right on cue as you're talking to me. When I'm listening to you, I can actually break down your probabilities. And this is something I don't know how, where, why. So everything is mathematical to me. So when you speak to me, you're speaking in math, and sometimes I speak in math. Sometimes I do just go off and just say stuff. You know what I'm saying? I get that too. But when I turn it on, you know what I'm saying? I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm on. You know what I'm saying? And so first thing I want to do, I got to get a shout out to everybody at the 5,000 Lead, the people who's been riding with me. You know what I'm saying? The people who's been signing up and joining. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully everything work out on this little place we're about to get. And so if not, then we still gonna get another place. But yeah, definitely want to give a shout out to that. And those of you who's unfamiliar with it, you know what I'm saying, the 5,000 Lead is a mathematical formula that I created, you know what I'm saying, for the enhancement of my people. Now, a lot of people are used to these activists and these guys come out and they talk all political and they cut the baby out the stomach and I don't do that. I just, I have a mathematical formula, for my people. This ain't what you used to. This ain't what you know. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of like, Iron Man had a baby with what's the man's name? With the power, what's his name? The one guy with the powernomics. What's his name? Dr. Clark Anderson. Like Iron Man had a baby with Dr. Clark Anderson. You see what I'm saying? And then it came up with me. You see what I'm saying? So it's very mathematical. Some of the stuff that I be doing, and I know it's hard for people to understand, and sometimes it's hard for me to even break it down. But you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so we gonna deal with some odds today, and I'm gonna show you how to break down odds. Now, as you see, I got some cards, right? Now, dealing with numbers is a little more trickier. Dealing with cards, it's a little more easier. Now, I got two cards right here. Now, I'm gonna let me see if I can bring up my chat room. Now, what I want to do is I want people in the chat room, to try to pick the jack. And what I'm gonna do is we're gonna. Sorry, I'm looking at. We're gonna pick the jack, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna break down your odds of actually picking this jack. You see what I'm saying? And so when people talk, and they especially people who talk a lot, they don't know that they be spewing a whole lot of math. And it's just so happened I'm one of them dudes. I calculate all your math, and when you done, I just murder you with it. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And so when people talk, they talk in math. Words, a lot of words are mathematical. So there's no way you can get past the code. So the cure is always going to be in the code. So as you can see, now when you're dealing with numbers, it's going to be a little more tricky because numbers have more probabilities to them. But this time we're playing with cards, and so it's less probabilities. So how many different possibilities, how many different ways can I rearrange this? First thing you got to figure out is you have to actually figure out how many other possibilities can it be. Now, if it's too high, I call that a liquid possibility. I made that up. I call it liquid. You see what I'm saying? That's what I call it, because it is supposed to insinuate that, what are the odds of a person, taking some water or taking some liquid and picking up one water molecule. Now, it is possible, but the odds of you doing that is so through the roof that's not possible if you understand what I'm saying. So when something's in the liquid, you know what I'm saying, that's what I call it. Now, you come up with your own name. Don't do as me. I'm unique. You know what I'm saying? We all unique. Don't do what I do. This is not a cult. I am not one of them teaching dudes with the goats and all that shit. No, you know what I'm saying? This is my stuff. You see what I'm saying? And so I call it liquid. When the possibilities is too high, I call it liquid possibilities. That basically translate into, man, that shit's impossible, bro. And so this what a lot of these dudes believe in. They believe in a lot of these liquid possibilities, and they don't understand the more possibilities and the more probabilities that you add on in your story, the less likely it is to be true. But to them, the more probabilities they add on, it makes more sense into the whole entire story. You see what I'm saying? And we're going to break that down a little bit later. Now, so the first thing you need to figure out is what are the other possibilities? What's the other possibilities? So we're going to try to figure out how many different possibilities can I rearrange these. I can put the jack in the front, and I could put the jack in. I could put the jack in the front, and I could put the jack in the back. So there's only two possibilities. So it can go. This is actually my front, and this is actually my back. So this is going to be my front, and this is going to be my back. So these are only two possibilities that I can rearrange these jacks. You see what I'm saying? There's only two possibilities that I can rearrange this jack. Now, so what I'm going to do so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to pick one. And your chances of picking the jack is very high because it's only can be one or two choices, so your chances is very high. Now this is going to be number one, and this is going to be number two. So can anybody put a 1 or 2 in there? A 1 or 2 in there to see what are your chances of selecting my jack? You see what I'm saying? Can I get some ones or some twos, whichever one you think it is? This is number 1 and this is number 2. Give me a 1 for this one. Give me a 2 for that one. Where we at? Where we at? Let me see. Is the chat out there? Y'all with me? So we're gonna break down the odds. The odds of you picking this jack is very high because you only got two choices. You see what I'm saying? Testing. Can y'all hear me? It must be a delay. Is it a delay? Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and pick one. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Can I get a? Who's out there? What's going on? Can y'all hear me? Let me see. Testing. Can y'all hear me? Oh yeah, y'all hear me, man. It's like 72 people out there, man. Can I get a 1 or 2? Can you guess? You only got 1 or 2 possible. You only got 1 or 2 possibilities. You see what I'm saying? So your chances is very high. And understand when people speak. Oh, okay, I see it now. I'm sorry. My chat on my phone. I'm sorry. I see y'all. Somebody said 50-50. Somebody said 2, and somebody said 1. Somebody said 2. Okay, so now I'm getting you. Let me go ahead and fix myself up so I can. My chat must have stopped in my phone. Okay, now, so it's actually 1. So whoever picked 1 was correct. Whoever picked 1 was correct. And as you can see, it's very simple. You see what I'm saying? It's very simple. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another card. Right? I don't want that one. I'm going to add a 7. Okay? I'm going to add a 7 to the mix. Now, can anybody guess how many chances? What's the odds? What's the odds of you picking this jack, and how many different chances can I? First off, you need to understand how many different ways I can rearrange this jack. So somebody said 33.3%. So you know what I'm saying 30% you know what I'm saying it will be 30%. So you got. Now I'm looking at that's not wrong because that's called an estimation. Now that's not actually wrong. You know what I'm saying when you dealing in the realm of estimating. You know what I'm saying? But it's wrong when you deal with exact calculation. So when you're dealing with calculation, you know what I'm saying, that will be wrong. But just a quick estimate, that's on tap. You know what I'm saying? That's a good estimation. You know what I'm saying? Because it would be hard to argue that. If me and this guy got another argument, it would be very hard to argue him. I would have to take him into the world of exact science, right? And get real picky and real snobby on him and shit. You know what I'm saying? In order to win that. But yeah, that's actually a good guess. Now keep in mind that's his guess. So that's a good guess. But how many different ways you think I can rearrange it? I could put the jack in the front. I could put the jack in the middle, and I could put the jack in the back. So you only got 1 out of 3, and that's Jay Susquehanna right there. Jay Susquehanna, you only got 1 out of 3. You see what I'm saying? So he got that one. He got that one in the zack. You got 1 out of 3 chances of picking this jack. You see what I'm saying? There's 1, 2, 3. No, you got more than 3%, bro. You need to add a zero to that. Actually, you need to. Yeah. No. Like, yeah, that's way off, bro. I'm sorry. That's like that's way off. But we gonna get it though. We gonna get it. Now, what we trying to figure out is how many different ways we can rearrange it. Okay, we can rearrange it 1, 2, 3. So you can only rearrange it 3 different ways. Okay, 3 different ways. So now once you know your possibilities, and it's not in the liquid. Once it get in the liquid, bro, it's just, man, you better off just saying God did it, bro. Like, straight up, you better off just saying God made it that way. You know what I'm saying? It's the equivalent of you know what I'm saying? It's the equivalent of just saying God made it. You know what I'm saying? So we got 1, 2, 3. So there's actually 3 different possibilities. There's 3 different possibilities. Now, when it come to your percentages, okay, is you know what I'm saying? 33 is a pretty good guess. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So what's your percentages? Anybody throw out some other percentages? 33 is a pretty good guess. But I would go higher. I would go higher, meaning that the choices is limited. But as you can see, we're actually doing the math, and we're actually trying to figure it out. And so when people talk to you, you have the ability to do that with the conversation. We're like, what I'm talking to you right now, you got the ability to do that with a conversation, especially when you get to some of these real educated dudes and they want to try to show off their education, and they got these pre-reserved questions and all this pre-reserved stuff and this woulda, coulda, and you be like, hell, bro, hold on, bro. Let me just translate what you just said mathematically, bro. That shit's garbage, bro. You a believer. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and rearrange them, and I'm gonna have you pick 1, 2, or 3. So we got 1, 2, or 3. Somebody said 3 out of 6. Okay, I'm not sure how we got that, but I'm sure it makes sense to you, and you're doing the math. So I can't tell you wrong because I don't know what math you use. So we got 1, 2, or 3. Where y'all think the jack's at? 1, 2, or 3? No idea. Somebody said I got no idea. Math is my worst subject. It's all good. It's all good. I'm gonna learn you. I'm gonna learn you. It's all good. Somebody said number 3. Okay. Somebody said number 2. Okay. So we got 2. Okay. Any other guesses? Any other guesses? Somebody said number 2. Somebody said 3 out of 9. 3 out of 6. Somebody said number 2. So everybody is on 2. And guess what? They all right. They all correct. So how many people we got in the chat room that picked number 2? What are the odds of that? You see what I'm saying? Look at the odds of that. Look, number 2. You're right. You're right. It was number 2. It was number 2. You see that? Now, those, yeah, Fables got it right. You know what I'm saying? Colleen McCain. You know what I'm saying? I think that's Cool Breeze. Who else? You know what I'm saying? Ian Jones. You know what I'm saying? So as you can see, your chances is very high. Now we're gonna do this one more time, and then it's finna get super tricky. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up another card. Now, first thing you need to figure out is how many different ways you can rearrange it. This is what we call, this is what some people call sets and some people call sequences. And sequences can be a little bit different, depending on the mechanics you're using or the techniques you're using. Some people could say, if you got 3 cherries right here and 3 cherries right there and 4 cherries right there, some people could say, oh, those 3 different sequences. But I would call those sets. I would say those 3 sets of thing. But what I call a sequence is a little more tricky to me, because a sequence would be how many different ways can you rearrange these, or how many different ways you can rearrange these. So this will be 1 sequence, this will be 2 sequence, this will be 3 sequence, and this will be 4 sequence. You see what I'm saying? 4 different sequences. But You can say that too. But how I use it is I use it as more like different ways you can. Yeah, it will be different ways you can rearrange. I guess that will be. But it's a little more tricky. It's more like when you got dice and you have different sequences. You can hit 7. You can hit 7 with 5 and 2. You can hit 7 with 4 and 3. You know what I'm saying? You can hit 7 with 6 and 1. So those will be different sequences to me. Now, how many different sequences can I rearrange this? Anybody want to take a shot at that? How many different sequences can I rearrange it? So now the more ways I get to rearrange, the lower your calculations. You see what I'm saying? And so some of these people, somebody said 25, probably 260 different ranges. Okay, somebody went straight cyborg on me. You're gonna have to explain that. No, how many different somebody said 16? No, different sequences. I mean, not sequences. I'm sorry. How many different ways can I rearrange this jack? I mean, not all the numbers, because when you're dealing with the numbers, it's going to be tricky. If I'm saying how many different ways I can rearrange these numbers, oh yeah, it's going to be very difficult. So I'm just focusing on the jack. How many different ways can I rearrange the jack only? So those of you who saying those high numbers and stuff like that, I believe what type of math you're using, and I'm not talking about the actual numbers. I'm talking about the actual jack. How many different ways can I? Fable said 4. How many different ways? So I could rearrange it. I could put it in the front. That's 1. I could put it in the middle. That's 2. I could put it next to the end. That's 3. And I could put it in the back. So there's 4. So there's 4 different ways I can rearrange this jack. So now that there's 4 different ways that I can rearrange this jack, what do you think the probability of you actually picking this? Are you actually picking it? See, now we're changing the odds. So what do you think of the probability of you actually picking that? What percentages would you say? Because you got a 1 out of 4. You got a 1 out of 4. That's what that's telling me. ROFL. I'm not sure what that means. You're gonna have to bring me up on that. You're gonna have to bring me up there. That's percentages. Somebody said just percentages. No. Huh? No math. Yeah. Math is. Percentages is using math. So if you got a 1 out of 4 chance of picking this. That's what that means. You got a 1 out of 4 chance in picking this. You can say you got a 40% chance. You can say you got a, you know what I'm saying? Or you can actually get a little more thorough with it. You know what I'm saying? But you got a 1 out of 4 chance of picking this. So that's a pretty high odd. You see what I'm saying? That's pretty high. 1 out of 4 chance. Oh, rolling on the floor. Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, we're about to get in. So you got a 1 out of 4 chance. So I'm gonna go ahead and rearrange these real quick. And let's see if you could let's see if you can pick it. Now we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Anybody want to take a guess? We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Anybody want to take a guess? Now somebody got to get it right. It's 50 people in this room. 55 people in this room. I believe at least 4 people going to get it right according to my calculations. But I can be wrong, and let's test it. Somebody said 3. We got a couple people said 3. We got a couple people said 2. Who we got? Can we get at least 3 more people just to see? Oh, say somebody said 4. Somebody said 1. Okay. So here we go. Let's see how many people we got participating and how many people got it right according to my calculations. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, can I get one more guess? That's 9. One more guess. Okay. So then that way we have 10 people. And let's see if what they picked match my odds. So we had 10 people. Can I get one more guess? This is number 1, 2, 3, 4. Somebody said 3. Okay, so we had 10 people guess. It was actually number 1. Okay, it was actually number 1. The jack was right here. Now let's go in there and let's see the odds that we did. We have we got Carleen McCain picked 2. You know what I'm saying? That was wrong. Somebody picked 3. That was wrong. Somebody picked their sister Betty picked 3. That was wrong. Poe Jaguar picked 3. That was wrong. Fables picked 4. That was wrong. Nighthawk picked 1. That was right. So we got one. We got one right. And then who else? Let me see. Shit. I gotta go back. Hold on. After Nighthawk, who's after Nighthawk? Okay, then we got Aboriginal. We got Mr. Aboriginal Smith. He picked 1. That was right. So there was 2 people right. And then is that Paper Dodge? Proper Dodge. He picked 1, or they picked 1. So there was 3 people that picked it. Let me see. Who else? So it was 3 people out of 10 that picked it. You see what I'm saying? That was 3. That was 3 out of 10. So I was saying it was using 1 out of 4 chance. So it's it's not 100% on tap, but as you can see, now this is where it's finna get weird at. Now I got a total of about 52 cards right here. I got a total of 52 cards. Now, how many different ways can I rearrange this jack? Can anybody pop that? I got 52 cards right here. How many different ways can I rearrange this jack? Okay? How many different ways can I rearrange this jack? Huh? Maybe 3? Huh? How many different ways can I have 52 cards? How many different ways can I rearrange this jack? 50. No, I'm sorry. 52 cards. Yeah, I got 52 cards. Somebody said 52. Somebody said 52. Somebody said 51. Somebody said 2. I know I've been bouncing back and forth. I think I messed up because I said 53 one time, I said 52 one time, and I said 51 one time. Okay, but it's actually 51. We got original copper empress in the building. We got auntie in the building. 4 ways. Hold up, I got 52 cards. Right, it's actually 51. It's actually right. So yep. I know my math was a little. Off because that's 144. But I know my math was a little off, but it's actually supposed to be 52. So I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, all the way up to 52. So there was 52 ways I could rearrange this card. And how do you think I knew that? Because I knew the odds. I knew there was 52 cards. So there was only 52 ways I could rearrange this jack, either 1 through 52. You see what I'm saying? And I'm sorry for saying 50. I'm sorry for saying 51, and I'm sorry for saying 53. So those of you who heard me say 53 and you guessed 53, you're right. Those of you heard me say 52 or 51, you're right. So you're all right. It was exact amount. Now, this is when it's finna get weird at now. If I put this card in here, right? Now what's that? It's the 1 out of 52 chances. 1 out of 52 chances that somebody can pick this, right? That somebody can pick this, right? So I just shuffled them up. Okay? Now we're gonna now I'm not gonna ask anybody to pick it because I'm not finna go through all that. But what if Black Lotus hopped in here and he picked it? First try, right out cue. Is that possible? First off, is that possible? Is that possible? Is it possible for Black Lotus to come in this room, it's in here, and for him to pick the exact number, for him to say, "Oh, it's 34," and I counted out and it's exactly 34? Is that possible? Is that possible? First off, we gotta do possibility, and so this is what we working with, possibilities. So that's possible. Now, somebody said. So 1 out of 52. Somebody said a billion. It's a 1 out of 52. He got 1 out of 52 chances. Cause he got, if I gave him 52 tries, he's gonna get one right. See what I'm saying? He's going to get one right. So you only get 52 tries. So if Black Lotus came in here and picked the actual number, is that possible? I want to know, can anybody think that's possible or impossible? Is that possible? See, now we going, so yes, that's possible. See, and this is where we get our believers at. Is because they believe in something that's actually possible. Okay? But this is when it's finna get weird. Now, if Black Lotus actually did that, and he came in this room and he said, "Hey, what up, Ty Data?" And then I say, "Hey, Black Lotus, pick a number where I picked the jack at." And he said 38, and I counted out 38. Now, how many people will actually believe he did that just totally on his own? Or how many people will believe man, Ty Data and Black Lotus rigged this shit? How many people would be like, man, you're a Black Lotus full of shit, bro? You see what I'm saying? And how many people would be like, oh, he did, he believed it, That's exactly what's going on with the community, bro. That's exactly what's going on. So we got see, Patty said that shit rigged, so she ain't believing that shit. So who else gonna believe it? So we gonna pick out the believers right now. We gonna pick y'all out. We gonna take y'all. We gonna kick y'all out right now. So if Black Lotus came in here and picked this right off the bat, how many people would believe it? Okay, if Chief Holiday in the building, Chief Holiday, pick a number from 1 to 52. From 1 to 52. And let's see if he get it right. If he get it right, now I'm gonna tell you right now. Me and Chief Holiday ain't conversed on this. I'm gonna tell you right now. Now, if he picked the right number, all the believers is right. All the believers is right. Now, all the non-believers that don't believe that shit, it'll be like, bro, that shit ain't gonna happen. He ain't gonna do it. Y'all are using critical thinking. You guys actually have a calculated reason why you said no. You ain't just say no because you just hate no niggas and just, man, I don't fuck with Chief Holiday, bro. He ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? You have a calculated reason why. So Chief Holiday, can I ask you to, no, let's do Copper Empress right there. Copper Empress, can I have you to pick a number between 1 to 52? Now y'all know me and Copper Empress did not plan this out. So if she pick it, all the believers, they win on this one. And we gotta shut this whole operation down, and everybody lying in the algorithm community, we lose. Okay? So she picked 9. 1 through 52, she picked 9. So now what I'm finna do, I'm finna count them. I'm finna count them out. Okay? She said, if I show you all the cards, you're gonna see where it's at. But we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh man, if she picked this shit, bro. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, oh, 9. So nope. Let's keep going. 9, 10, 11, 12. Is this it? No, it was a spades, right? One in a spade. So anywhere it go. Oh, it was 13. It was actually 13. See what I'm saying? It was actually number 13. Now see, that's what's going on with these dudes, is that they believe in this stuff that got ridiculous odds. And you can't tell them otherwise because it could be true. I mean, hell, it could be true. You know what I'm saying? Some random shit. But then we gotta figure out, if everything random, then how do randomness know when to stop? How do it know when to stop? If everything's random, how would the random know? Like, okay, we good here, and we don't need any more random shit no more. We gonna cut the random shit down, and then we just gonna be as is. You see what I'm saying? How does it know when to stop? That's another problem. That's another problem for the random the random stuff. The random it had to know when to stop. If it knows how to stop, how? Because by that means you can have a baby with some random stuff. It can have a alligator face or a shark cheek or something. It's random. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't really. I don't know the logic. So to understand, you got to understand the logic. The logic is to believe. Okay, it's to believe in that. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna break down some odds. Now, I recently had a conversation with one of these brothers. Shout out to the brother for coming on. You know what I'm saying? I think this me and brother Garfield talking, and we're gonna break down the odds of some of the stuff that he's telling me and some of the stuff that he's saying. Now, this is not for slander, and this is actually math I'm doing. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna show you how we can instantly, you know what I'm saying, we can instantly just know how people's talking about, because the cure is in the code. You see what I'm saying? And so I'm giving the code, and I'm trying to get the people all coded together and all leveled together. But the people is like, if we not believing in this, then we believing in this. We all on this believing stuff. So what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna go back to my supercomputer, and then we're gonna break down the odds of something this brother is saying, and then you can determine if it's true or not. You know what I'm saying? You could determine if you think it's true or not. So let's check this out. So we're gonna bring back the supercomputer. And this is one of the videos we did where the brother Garfield came on. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the brother for actually coming on. But we got to break down the odds. Now, like I said, I'm the type of person I could break down the odds on spot. I'm bro, you know what I'm saying? That's how I am. I break it down on spot for you. But so let's go ahead and get into this real quick, and let's check it out. Here we go. Now, first off, I have to bring you to the environment. Now, because it was a little weird, because the brother had cussed us out, you know what I'm saying, previously before he had kind of cussed everybody out. But then when he came back on the platform, he came back as like a different character, as if he didn't just cuss us out and shit. He came back like, oh, I'm in peace now. I just want to talk now. Now that was kind of split personality. That was kind of weird for me, and it was kind of uncomfortable as well, because here a guy just cussed me out, and I just kicked him off the panel. Because remember, I kicked him off the panel, and then he showed back on the panel again. So there's a little uncomfortability there, and you know what I'm saying, at least for me. I don't know, if I can't speak for nobody else, but that was uncomfortable, because if I kick you out and then you come back, unless you like one of Black Lotus trolls, like Black Lotus to do that shit. But you know what I'm saying? But he came back, he just cussed us out, and then he came back with like a new motive, a new personality on me. So it was a little odd. And so here we go. We're gonna check this out. Here we go. If anybody can clear that up.
I can't. I know the ones that's not real, or the pale faces.
Right. I get that. Right. And I get that from a Pan-African paradigm. They say you guys, fake. I get that, but I don't get it from an Aboriginal paradigm.
Hey, can I ask a question? Stupid. Can I ask a question?
Okay, now keep in mind, this is a guy that just cussed everybody out. You know what I'm saying? And so now he want to be able to answer the question. And so now I don't think nobody really want to talk to him, because he just cussed us all out. But I mean, we gotta, just go with the flow, kind of. So, yeah.
All right. Are you guys member of any tribes in America right now?
Now, as you can see, I've let him ask this question. You know what I'm saying? And I gave him a simple, calculatable answer. Check it out. Well, that's kind of a personal question for some people, so I don't know if people want to answer it. But no, I'm not. I am not a Native American. I don't claim Native American, and I actually really don't identify with the word Indian.
You don't have to be part of no tribe or.
Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask him that question back. And then I'm going to calculate his answer. So if I give you a yes or no question and you can't answer yes or no, that's called, first off, that's called double speaking. It's like I'll tell you the mathematical probabilities in double speaking and how to do it. Let me see.
Federally recognized as a tribe to be indigenous aboriginal.
Right, right. We can literally be a tribe, just us right here. We tribe up.
America, a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals
Now,
or copper-colored races found here by the Europeans.
now, can I ask that same question to you? Now, see, when I ask the same question back, because you got to keep in mind, some of the believers, they have a set of expectations for you, and they had a set of expectations for themselves. So nothing's never split down the middle, and nothing's never really fair. Because remember, they are the people of God, and they are the people that's right, and they are the educated, and they are the people that is chosen, and they are the people that is lucky, and everybody else, you guys are, there's a different standard for you. So a lot of the times they ask us these questions and they don't really realize, like, bro, you ain't got that either, bro. So what's the deal? You see what I'm saying? And so I kind of asked the question back. You see what I'm saying? And I was expecting like a yes or no. And so, but he gave me like this calculatable problem, and when I calculated it, you know what I'm saying, it came out kind of weird to me. But I'm gonna let you guys calculate it, and you guys can come up with what you want. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna break down the odds of it. So keep in mind. So remember, the people of God and the people of belief, they have a set of standards for themselves, and then they have a set of standards from everybody else. You see? So why would I ask you? Why would I ask you something when I ain't even got it? When, you know what I'm saying? But it's basically means like, you guys need to have this to claim that. But I don't need to have this to claim that, because I'm chosen or I'm educated or whatever. It's the same. It's the same thing pretty much. You know what I'm saying, when I break it down. But here we go. Is that all right?
Hey, sure, man.
Okay.
Why
Are
not?
you a part of any African tribe or anything like that?
I'm actually reconnecting with some tribal folk.
Now, as you can see, I can do I can do the probabilities on that. So he didn't answer the question. It was just a simple mathematical question, which means you're either right, you're wrong, or yes, or even no. But he said he's connecting with some tribal folks. But now we have to do a probability. We have to do a probability search on his answer. But let's let it keep going. So that would be no.
No. I am literally a part of the Akan culture.
So again, he didn't answer the question. So what is this to persuade you? So it's like to give another equation out there, but this equation cannot be it is a more personal equation. You can't really figure it out. So only one person really truly knows the actual truth, is him. So that was an actually good technique, but that shit don't work on me. So now I can just give you something that only I can figure it out, and you can't debate me, because I'm the only one that knows the truth. So it's one of those type of arguments, but because I'm such a mathematical weirdo, it doesn't work. So, but let's let it keep going, and then we'll move.
So what I'm doing is I'm reorienting myself with that culture.
Okay, so that will still be no then. Okay, so so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna break down the mathematical probabilities of that. Let's go. Everybody can see. Let me go ahead and bring up the chat, because for some reason my phone's acting weird. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the probabilities on that. Okay. Now, first thing we need to figure out is what is his options. Just like we figured out how many different ways we can put that jack in there. So I want to ask you, how many different ways can you get into a tribe? Because it's not unlimited. This is something actually very easy and actually very simple for you. So how many different ways can you get into a tribe? Okay. Anybody want to throw out a number? How many different ways can you get into a tribe? I count only about 3. Okay. I count only about 3. I count you can either be born into a tribe, okay? You can marry into a tribe, or you can be accepted into a tribe. Now, I count 3, okay? I count 3. So we're gonna now I count 3 different ways you can get into a tribe. Anybody got any other way that you can get into a tribe other than my 3 reasons? Anybody? So I got you can be born in, you can be married in, and you can be accepted in. So now let's look at the now what we're gonna do. Somebody said forced by Department of Interior. Okay, sure. Sure. Wait, so okay, so now we got 4. Anybody got another one? Anybody got another one? Anybody got anybody got another way you could get into a tribe? Okay. So now let's look at the possibilities. Okay? Now, first off, forced by the Department of Interior. Nobody really knows except for him. So somebody said pay $5. Somebody said pay $5. We gonna mod you up, bro. I hope you ain't no troll. We gonna keep an eye on your ass though, bro. We got Kendall Bank in the building. You said pay $5. Hell no, we gonna mod you up for that one. That was that was a good one. Okay. So we got you modded up, man. Hope to see you back, bro. Hope to see you back. But yeah, that was a good one. So you can pay $5. Let's put it up there. Hell, anybody got any more? Yeah, we can go to this all day because we gotta eliminate all of them. So we got 5 ways you can get into a tribe. Okay, so anybody believe that the brother paid $5? So he said he was getting into. So they eliminate that one because he wasn't in it. So they eliminate that one. Forced in by Department of Interior. He wasn't in the tribe already, but he could have been in the process. So if y'all believers were to believe that this brother was forced or this brother paid $5, you could go right ahead. But I'm going to eliminate that one. So I break it down to 3s. Either you was born in it, either you married in it, or either you got accepted by it. So now let's check out the first one, being born in it. Obviously he wasn't born in it because the brother is probably close to 50. And now if you ain't into a tribe by the time you 50, bro, ain't no way in hell you was born into that tribe. So that's impossible right there. Unless you was like a vegetable or some shit, and then you came back and they was like, oh, okay, we left your tribal garment for you or some shit. So you wasn't born into a tribe. So I don't know as far as the culture, was you born into the culture, but the culture is connected to the tribe. So to be in the culture, do you have to be into the tribe? I don't know. So that's for each his own. But you wasn't born into it. So now that leaves 2 choices. If you got married in it. So did the brother marry into the tribe? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I doubt it. I just doubt it. So I ruled out that one. So now it's to be accepted into a tribe. Now no one really knows, and no one can really find this out if the brother is trying to get accepted into a tribe. But when we take up the age of the brother and how old he is, if you're waiting till you're close to 50 to reach out to these people, now the odds of you getting into their tribe, I can't really determine that because I don't know how the tribes just accept people. But what I do know is that some of the math ain't adding up because you almost 50, bro. You had your preteens, you had your teens, you had your 20s, you had your 30s, and you had your 40s. And you close to 50 something. Now I actually don't know how old the brother is, but in my math I picked 50. So he could probably be 44, 49, well, whatever. That's the beauty of math. Sometimes you don't have to be 100% right to make your point. You see what I'm saying? Unless I need to turn it on, and if I gotta turn it on, I'll give you the exact. You know what I'm saying? So to wait till you close to 50 years old to reconnect, I don't know. So I want to ask you. What are the odds? What are the odds that this brother have reconnected in the tribe? What are the odds? Now I'm gonna keep asking myself, but I want to ask you. What do you think? Because first off, only nobody knows. But if we wanted to do some investigation, we could do some investigation and not no weirdo shit. I'm talking about some mathematical investigation. I'm not talking about getting a nigga no weird stuff like that. I'm talking about some more probabilities. Somebody said, I guess he just let me see. Somebody said what damn I guess I have to just give up. Right. It's like okay. You know what I'm saying? So either you smell something or either I'm gonna be honest, you lying, nigga. Let's keep it real. That's just me, and I'm not trying to slander. That's just my personal opinion. That don't mean I'm correct, and that don't mean that's everybody else's opinion. But nigga, you're lying, bro. But who knows? There's a possibility. There's a possibility that the brother could be at the age of 50 decided that, hey man, you know what? I wanna join these people because of my ancestry DNA, and I'm gonna put on a tribal garment like that white man with a kilt and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get into this tribe. So this card doesn't leave, and that possibility stands. But it's only one possibility you're getting in, and that's being accepted. Now, I never knows any cases of DNA matter giving you accepted into a tribe on a sheet of paper from something you clicked up on your iPad. You probably, you know what I'm saying? We got a baby in one hand, got an iPad in one hand, on the phone and shit, kind of clicking and shit like, yeah, I'm gonna be my, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Some people say they don't like us. Some people got all these real stuff, but I don't go with that. I don't go with that. You know what I'm saying? Right. He never said he wasn't. Yeah, Chief Holiday calculated that. He never said he wasn't. So what that is called double speech, you guys. Let's keep it real. That's called double talk. That's called double speech. And so how double speech works is that what you do is you try to insinuate your answer. You don't say an actual answer, because certain answers can have a 100% calculated to them. So if you say no, that means it's 100% no. If you say yeah, that means it's 100% yeah. So the goal is to try to say yeah without saying yeah. You see, but for those who are believers, they would eat that shit. They would eat that shit up. Like, they would eat that shit up because they already believe. They already believe. But I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm like I don't need to believe. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I just do the math. You see what I'm saying? I just do the math, and then I just go with that. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at that, it's just a little funny, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to hash the guy, and I'm not trying to ban the guy. This is educational purpose. And yes, I am a little bit of an asshole, a little bit of a smart aleck, but you know what I'm saying? But let's keep it on information and not on, weird stuff, if you understand what I'm saying. But as you can see, as you look at that, like come on, bro. Like who they do? Like who they think they talking to? You see what I'm saying? And so I am able to just boom calculate that instantly. And so when you're talking to some of these believers, and when you're talking to some of the people, when you realize that they are believers, if you, it's kind of not even worth. It's kind of messed up on you. But a lot of us people, we find it it's very fun trying to turn these people and trying to warp these people and trying to do this stuff to these people. It's you know what I'm saying, it's kind of fun and entertaining, but it's also non-productive as well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to break down the probabilities of another scenario from when the Pan-African and the white boy tried to jump on me. So we're gonna break down his probabilities of what he's talking about when he talking about that this skull morphed into a Native American. So we're gonna check out, he was reading from something. Now, if anybody know what he was reading, I would definitely like to get that. And I would, I would definitely like to get that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to break down this probability down to see if this brother is actually, we're going to see if is this even possible what he was talking about. So I'm going to go ahead. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go over to the supercomputer. Here we go. Y'all know where the founder's at. Y'all know where the family at. Hashtag the Kodaks. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. So we're going to go ahead and check this out and listen to the brother read. And I'm going to stop it on every probability. And I'm going to break down the different I'm going to break down how the shit sounds so dumb. When you add up probabilities on probabilities on probabilities, you're going to negative that it can actually happen with too many probabilities. And if you got all these precise probabilities, then that's not random, bro. That's not random. That's calculated. You see what I'm saying? So you can't have random mutation and lack of selection and then have calculated destinations. It's contradicting. Okay? And from my understanding. So, but let's go ahead and go with it. Let's see, because I'm getting hot. We got to get out of here. Let's check it out.
And that is an updated study directly testing the hypothesis you guys are coming with. Is directly testing the Paleo-American hypothesis, and it comes out as a negative. It does not support. The morphometric analysis does not support it, and neither does the genomic analysis. So both in that case. But
oh yeah, also keep in mind that earlier in that conversation, what they did is because we use criminology, and so what they did is they threw that out and they said no, we don't use that no more. We don't, you know what I'm saying, that's not, you know what I'm saying, that's not plausible. But later on, about an hour and 26 minutes later, what they did is they began to use the same criminology or the same type of study of the skull. They use that to make a later case that to use their morphology. So what they did is they dismissed it in the beginning when I said, "Oh man, that's an African skull or a Negro skull." They said, "No, man, the measurement of the skulls, man, we threw that out. That's Polish science, or that's weirdo science." And so later, now in this section, he's gonna actually embrace it, and this is where they actually turned up because they know they was out of pocket, and they know they was out of their element during this time. And in this one, they thought Lotus was going to some kind of save them, but they don't know. They just going into a skillet to a frying pan because Lotus is smarter than me on a lot of this stuff. I just got my little lane. And so, but anyway, so now he's going to explain how Naya morphed. You guys, morph. We talking like we're talking like a mutant, bro. Like just like that mutant lady on X-Men, the blue lady. Like you just switch skulls like that, but it was a slow switching. And they're using craniology all over the world. They found something and they found craniology all over the world to match this up. And so now they're embracing it. And so what we're going to do, we're going to check out the possibilities on this, and we're going to crack this bad boy open. Here we go.
Continue.
Anybody? Okay, let me see. Is this the right part?
I got another one I can read on the. I got another one.
So now we're going into my word. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Hold
when
on.
you're talking DNA, you're talking computing. Okay. You're talking software. You're talking probability. You're talking ones and twos. Do we understand this? Okay, yeah. Now this is another time. This is the time where I was telling them that DNA was a probability, and I was telling them it has to do with computing because when you're dealing with the computing is something very specific that you need to understand. It's something called the program instructions. The programmer instructions. Now none of these guys know what the programming instructions is of this DNA software, so that means technically none of us, I don't know the program instructions of it, but I have an idea about it. I have an idea about it because of my mathematical understanding, but technically, you know what I'm saying, not trying to double speak, but I got a a calculable estimation of how much I might know, you see what I'm saying? But technically no, but these guys don't know that because they into the philosophy. And so what I was doing on this one, damn, what the other one at? What I was doing on this one is I was explaining them that when they talking DNA, they talking probability and they talking computing. And so I asked them about some specific DNA software, and they didn't know what I was talking about. Now, in order to know and to get to the bottom of it, you're gonna need to know the instructions. The computer programmer, the person who wrote the software, you're gonna need their instructions. If you don't know their instructions, then how the hell you know what's going on? Now I know this a little far-fetched for a lot of people, but this is how science actually works, and this is how you actually figure out the mathematics of what they're saying. But when you talk to these guys and you ask them, "Hey bro, what's the software?" And then when I begin to explain to them, like, when you programming software, you need instructions. I need to know what was instructions, what was given. You don't need to break down the code. All you got to do is tell me, you know what I'm saying? If you can break down the code, that's cool. That's cool. But so that's the code. So the cure is in the code. The cure and the code go hand in hand because the cure is in the instructions of the program. Whoever wrote that program or whoever gave them those instructions, that's how you get into the information that you're trying to get into. But see, these guys don't know that because they're believers and they believe in all this other stuff. We could have just cut the whole build in half just by going to the instructions that was given to the program. And you're not getting those instructions. Why not? Because they're private. So if they're private, then why the hell are these dudes going around telling us who he is and who these people is if they some type of private or some private ass shit? You see what I'm saying? So it just goes and it keeps going and going. But it's hard to explain to people who believe. Because even when you know you 100% right, or at least more right than they is, they don't care. They gonna believe in that slight ass little possibility, and they gonna believe in that weird ass little possibility because it is possible. You see? So, is this not the? Let me see if I should play this part. Mr. Paleontologist, cardiologist. Me being goofy. Now you come to more higher intelligence. I deal with numbers. Okay, let me see. That's theirs in their department. Sequences. Not a software that. Oh yeah, so I asked them that. So we already getting that. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna break down this Warren Brothers probability. I had the number of what it is, but what I do with it? Let me see. What I do with that number? Shit. If I can't find it, now, then we're just trying to explain to you. Okay. But
thank you for asking.
No, you know I wasn't asking. But ain't no real.
Why does he care? Why does he care if we mention specifics? Then, if you're just
no, it doesn't, man.
Right?
Her sample to try.
There's another one.
Dozen labs that said just not here for that shit. That's some goofy shit, bro.
You are coming at an angle that
the genome. I should have seen that mitochondria on and on and on and on and on.
And what other types of DNA you guys don't understand that you guys don't want to argue these fun facts.
Shut the fuck up, tribe.
And they don't want to get
no, what does statistical analysis say about
I need to be able to make my point. Now, so basically, this is what it's going to get weird. So now it looks like a
Probability is a
negrito, and
mathematical
now,
term, and I thought you were about math.
so you want a commercial? What you got, an album? Yeah,
Everybody
this is where it got real
you
disrespectful.
keep talking
You
about
got
math.
YouTube channel.
You're basing your shit in mathematics, and then you have a problem with probability, which is a mathematical term.
I know, but you guys don't understand it. So
You're not making sense.
So I'm basically trying to tell them you guys have no idea what the hell you're talking about. But I know I'm not to you because you don't. I'm finna make it make sense today so people can understand what I be saying, and we'll go from there.
You don't like the word probability, but then you say you're all.
Right now, he's suggesting what I don't like, even though that's not called double speak, but that's one of the tactics. They make up their own problem and then they solve it for you. So it's like, oh man, Chief Holiday said this, and then I'm gonna go out and find a proof. And Chief Holiday didn't even say that, bro. Like you just made up a problem and solved it. Like that shit is so stupid. But here we go.
About mathematics.
Okay, so
probability could be 100%.
Now that right there broke me because there's no way you can be a probability 100%. Now if you can do that, if anybody out there smart enough to give me a 100% probability, please teach me that. I've got $100 for you right now if you can teach me how to do that. So, am I talking or are we in the conversation? What are we
Okay, continue.
Okay, now. Okay, this that was only 3,000. Now you can talk. I got you.
No, we're gonna be quiet.
Right. I'm about to answer it now.
This what I'm saying. I thought you guys was actually like
plants and wild nuts and things like that.
Right. He was saying these people use wild nuts and shit. But hold on.
That aligns with the data. Right around the same time, you start to see people. The Polish comparative method.
Thank you. Okay. Now, so this is what I'm talking about. So now, I brought up the metamorphosing of the skull, and so now he's finna read an article that uses certain types of criminology to actually compare the skull, even though they just threw it out. And so they gonna say, well, you guys use this model and you guys use that. I don't use nothing. I ain't said I use that. So he made a problem and then he threw the problem out the window like, oh, this is what you guys use. And then he said this shit is old. So he made a problem and then he solved it. That shit is stupid. That shit is dumb, y'all. Like motherfucker, like be careful of it. But here we go. For the fun facts. We appreciate it. You got to talking about OMAC head.
A lot of these Paleo Indian skulls start to fit into the range of Native American skulls. Let me read this study for you.
So here we go. See, they already got the answers already premeditated, and they believe in this stuff. Now, if you look at the odds, what are the odds of a random of you know what I'm saying? What are the odds of a precise mutation? Because now it's precise. Because if the sun, you know what I'm saying, if the sun is going 100% make you dark, that is a precise mutation. That is precise. There's nothing random in that. So you cannot have precision and random. So, well, you actually can, but how does that work? How does it know what to random, and how does it know how to cut off? How does it know how to cut off? And so they got these little ways, but they not really understand what they're saying. But if you got a precise precision on, okay, you live in this area, that's 100% chance that's 100% you're gonna be this dark. That is a precise precision. Okay, that is a DNA. That is a DNA precision. But there's nothing random there, is it? So if it's random, then that means you can be anywhere you want to, and you can come up leopard stripes if you want to. Then that will be random. So it's a little complicated, but it's okay. But here we go. Okay.
Our results show that Lagoa Santa individuals exhibit stronger morphological affinities with Indian Knoll, Tennessee and Wendover Archaic of North America, and prehistoric Jamon of Japan than with our Melanesian, our Australian samples.
Okay, so now they got skulls all around the world. So they went to Japan and they went all around the world and they found some people that look like that. So they searched the world to find somebody that looked like that. Okay? Now that right there, man, I ain't gonna even talk about it.
Right?
Okay.
The relationship shared with Lagoa Santa and Melanesians are exhibited in Simiduro 9. However, this skull displays similarity with the Atayal of Ta.
Okay, now it displays similarities. Now, similarity is also a probability, but it indicates a high probability. We're gonna have to mark that one 1.5. So that's one right there. So hold on.
Taiwan. And the
Okay.
probabilities of
See, he choked up on that because now this is when they realize that they messed up. Because I've been talking probabilities for an hour, and now the document is telling them that it's a probability. And this, when it's once he done with this, it's finna get real disrespectful. I'm a nigger, I'm a monkey, and they gonna try to bring Lotus. They gonna try to make me and Lotus fight each other and shit. Oh, Lotus, you being his bitch, and blah. Like they gonna try every tactic in the book after this. But as you can see, the article clearly say a probability. So that's one probability right there.
Mahalonis distances between Melanesians and Sambadur 9 and between Jamon and Sambadur 9 are very close to each other. This can be explained by all populations having individuals that overlap the distributions of virtually any other.
Okay, now they did say it can be explained. That's also a probability. I'm not gonna caught that. I'm not gonna catch that one because they saying we have something. It's not a 100%, but that's also a probability as well. If you can just explain something without hardcore evidence. So I'm gonna give them that, and I'm just gonna stick with that one.
But it does not necessarily signify a genetic relationship.
Okay.
RX matrix and RX matrix indicate that.
So now genetics is their big thing. And so now these skulls that they're attaching him to and saying she mutated too, now they saying that man, that don't even mean that they got the same genetics. So now now they have to choose between genetic lineage or criminology, and they choose criminology on this one. But remember earlier they just said that shit was dumb, and I believe they probably laughed at me. You see what I'm saying? Because I was pronouncing it wrong. You see what I'm saying? But now they're favoring it over genetics.
Lagoa Santa exhibits more similarity to the Hamon than Australia. All of these suggest that the early inhabitants of South.
Now, see the suggest is another probability word as well. So now it's saying, it kind of, it kind of plays in his favor. It's kind of a high probability. It's still a probability. So now that's two right there. I'm not even gonna go with the other two, but I'm just gonna go with those two. Now check it out.
South America were probably not directly related to Austro-Melanesians, but rather to late Pliocene inhabitants of Northeast Asia, such as an ancestor of the Hamon. Also, they are related to the archaic North American populations and recent Central and South American populations.
Now they use the word is up in there. Now see, I can kill them on that because is a 100% word. Is means 100%. Anytime you hear somebody say it is, that means it's 100%. You see what I'm saying? And so that right there needs to be proven, but they don't they just get it. But I right there, I hear that and I'm like, okay, well I you know what I'm saying, I need more information on that, but it gets weird. So, but check it out.
Populations. For our analysis, by using a battery of cranial facial measurements.
Now see, they're using cranial measurements. They just threw that shit out the window. And now they're choosing it over genetics. And that's the same thing. That's the same exact thing I just did in the beginning. But now they're accepting it now because it fits them. They're believing this stuff, you guys. So we can't. It's kind of hard to deal with them.
We can see linkages running all the way from Northern Europe, both to prehistoric and modern, across via Mongolia to coastal Northeast Asia.
Now they also said can. Now can is another 100% word as well, because now they saying they can see it. Now based on these skulls. You see what I'm saying? But the story around it, you get to make up exactly what they mean. You see what I'm saying? But here we go.
And southeastwards into the Pacific and over into the representative of at least one of the main components of the Native American peoples of the New World.
Now, at least one. One out of how many? Now, see, that's where the probability come in at. One out of how many? But here we go. We'll leave that one alone.
It had already been shown that the Hamon inhabitants of prehistoric Japan were not only the obvious ancestors of the living, Ainu, but also had to have been a major source.
Have been. have been that right there is a possibility. So basically, they let you know we guessing. Like man, it just had to be. You know what I'm saying? But here we go.
Of one of the principal components of the pre-Columbian inhabitants of the New World. This study does not support affinities between the early Brazilians and Australians and Melanesians, debunks Neves, and it's stating the studies Neves 2003, 2005, 2007, and Neves and Hub 2005. On the other hand, have failed to include prehistoric. It's talking about how they failed to widen the reference population, have failed to include a prehistoric Northeast Asian population in their data, and denied that Lagoa samples share similar craniofacial facial characteristics found in archaic North American populations. So basically, what this
now to them that's a 100% bam slap in your face. But as you abstract the data out of there, and as you abstract what exactly they were saying, now we get to take all these probabilities and all these possibilities, and now we get to add them up. And now let me go ahead and get back. So now I'm gonna explain this part because this need to be explained. Then I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here after that. So here we go. Now, as you can see, when people talk to you and they have a lot of different probabilities, the more probabilities you're talking about, the less likely whatever it is true, and the less likely it is random. You see, because if you got 1 out of a billion possibilities and you select that one every time, that's not random. Okay, that is precise. That is a program. That is programmed. So every time you in the sun, and you in one of these areas, and if your skin is going to turn a certain color in these areas, that's not random. That is precise. That is programmed. That is information. That is information doing exactly what it's designed to do. So there's nothing random to see here, and there's nothing random about that. So that's kind of weirdo, but let's get it. So now we have different probabilities on probabilities. Now, as you can see, we was able to pick the jack. We was able to do the jack study with 1 out of 52 chance of picking the jack. Now, as you can see, now just imagine if I did this every day, and somebody was able to pick that jack every single day. What would you say? First off, that's not random. Second of all, you know what I'm saying? Did I say that? You know, is that? Yeah, I guess baseball. We can talk it, but anyway. But if you could pick this jack every single day, that's not random. That is precise. Okay, but your chances of picking this jack every day is gonna lower your numbers. It means that means it's lower. Your chances is lower. You see what I'm saying? It goes backwards. It goes from okay, one day you picked it, okay, cool, that's a possibility. That's a possibility, I get you. You know what I'm saying? The next day you picked it, okay, something ain't right there, but it's still possible. The third day you picked it, okay, that's defining the odds, bro. But it's still possible. Now, on the fourth day, you picked it. Okay, now you're doing more than defining odds. Now you're cheating or something ain't right. But guess what? It's still possible. Now on the fifth day, I do this experiment, and Copper Empress picked that jack right on the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days in a row. So each one of these represent a different probability. So when they're talking, okay, well, there was a probability that this happened. And then there was another probability that 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 happened. If you define those odds for something to happen, that's not a probability, bro. That is a miracle. You see what I'm saying? And so people don't understand that. Like, you can't have too many probabilities in the same article, bro. It's mathematical distorted. This shit is crumble that shit up, throw that shit in the garbage. Fire these people. Now they can get rid of that shit with people you educated and you taught them how to believe it. You can get away with that, but you ain't finna get away with the free thinking class out here. You know, you ain't gonna get it right there. You cannot have too many probabilities in the article. The article is mathematically garbage. But is it possible? It's possible if you believe it. If you believe it to be true. I ain't got nothing to say. But if you try to force that shit down my throat and down other people's throat, you gonna meet heavy resistance. And we just getting started. I'm your boy Ty Data, and we out here, y'all. We out here. Catch me on hashtag the Kodaks. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know I'm 5,000 elite mathematically every day, all day. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Chief Ether might be up next, but that shit's dead. That shit's dead. So what we might as well do, we might as well just go ahead and keep it going and just let the horns play us out, and then we out of here. So peace. Bring on the horns. Believers can believe whatever they want, but if the odds is out of this world, it's still possible. But you have no other choice but to believe. You're better off getting the Bible and just going at least Tristan spill shit. At least they make stuff. They got whole countries and cities and stuff. What are these weirdos got? So we out.
Hi, my name is Lakeisha from the Lakeisha Network. I am here to remind you to go to your Google or Apple App Store. Simply type the word LAKESHA and then search to install and download the Lakeisha Alert app to stay up to date on my new superior features. Subscribe to my YouTube page, opening up your app and clicking menu. Click on the About Us tab. Try to get familiar with my software and also teach it to your loved ones. And get your household familiar with my information. It will be useful in the future. You're welcome in advance. Hi.